boys and girls, we have come to War 9 against Dual Nation. I wasn't going to originally bother uploading this or sort of recording the full war, but I managed to get revenge on a fight that I died last season with and cost us the full Alliance donut against Salty. So it was a good war. I enjoy using Prowler. This is a very long war for me because my fights are slow. But yeah, Prowler makes return, Bastion as the mainstay, and we get rid of that shitty Serpent in place of Wags for a bit of pre-fight duty. Well, it was just a spare spot, so I used him for myself. We're going path 9 all the way today. For some more stuff that I haven't really taken this season, we've got Apoc on 38, and then it was for anyone to take the Enchantress on 40, but we'll get to that later. Sentinel here and unduped ones. There's no fear of his special 3 regen bollocks or whatever. Is it that one? Or, no, it's the armors at the end, but whatever. Done this fight before against LVT actually for the first time. So we know how it goes. It's just slow and take your time and don't fuck up. I should have probably sped this up, but I've already started recording now and I can't be bothered to pause, so we're just going to sort of enjoy the boringness of the start of it. We're going to take some hits to the face just to speed up my power gain, and defeats the entire object of me not hitting him to not give him power, so now I can't incinerate him anyway. But we use the filter for a first opening and incinerate him that way instead. And now we're just going to go back to not hitting too much or at all during Rupture. And wait for Bleed to come, and then we can sort of carry on hitting him. Try not to alternate combos. I don't want to give him his 100% analysis earlier than I need to. It's not going to cause me any harm, but it just slows the fight down. It limits the damage he takes and whatever. That L2 was pretty big. Now he's got a Fury because I've got some Rupture on me. That's okay. The first time I did this, I think I focused on more L1s, took the fight very slowly, even slower than I'm taking it now, just to be safe and control his power properly. But we're just being careful anyway, and whatever. I think we're going to incinerate him now, even though I've got some, even though it's during Rupture. I think I'm just waiting for the end of it actually. God, we really are just doing this slowly and patiently today. No disrespect to Dual Nation, but we're not worried about time. We do, however, want to win this war because, again, as I've said before, we have sucked this season more than we intended to, and it's possibly going to cost us Masters. I really haven't looked at the war tables at all for ages, so I don't know where we're at. All I know is we're Plat 1. Serpent is down, and we come to Betsy Pinkhair Britain, or whatever her fucking name is. Braddock, isn't it? Captain Britain. Anyway, she's on node 18, and we're just sort of taking this slightly casually with Bastion. I didn't want to... Oh, my invulnerability boost was just about still intact after that Sentinel fight, so we're going to build up some charges here. Bastion does pretty well against this one. I'm used to tactic just catching me off guard the whole time so far this season, so I'm just going to do a lot more heavy knockdowns than I would normally for such play because I want to keep grit up. Post buff, she's a very good champ, she's a very good defender, she's very, very annoying to fight. She's got safeguard and all the other shit, and with enough what's name charges, Bastion does shut her down. Otherwise, she's pretty potent, and people do struggle against her. I enjoyed putting mine in BGs because if you don't have a proper counter, you are screwed. You are taking a lot of damage and not coming out cleanly. Don't really enjoy this node too much because that indestructible does just mess around with my normal rotation and slow things down. Now my Furies have fallen off, so we're just going to go for the L1s without the Furies. And shit, her safeguard really is very, very good. She's a chunky fucker, that's for sure. I'm swearing a lot more in this video today. Yeah, that is all. That's the only observation I've made so far, is that I've sworn a lot. I think this L1 kills. Yeah, there we go. Bored of this fight now. She's down, and we can move on to a Bullseye on 27. Don't think I've seen him here before. Nothing that Bastion can't handle. I decided to be pretty complacent, not heal up all the way, because I'm going to be hitting during poison and taking block hits to regen me anyway. And I decided to be bold and just use a combat regen rather than anything remotely useful. I'm really not worried about fighting Bullseye with Bastion anymore. I do make a mess of it though. I think my parries weren't sticking. Definitely intended to not parry every hit at the start because I wanted the bleeds to trigger some regen. But yeah, after a while I did feel like I was struggling to actually make a parry register. At times anyway. There we go, we eat a heavy to the face. I forget. Do you know what? I was wondering why that SP1 hit hurts so much through block. And I forget that he has the prowess. That's probably why. But we're back under control. Relic into block is always nice. And the L1 finishes him off. Of course we finish at 51% health, so we have to use potions. But for now, it's time for redemption. Now, my duels felt a lot easier to do this time round for this war, but again, flashbacks to Salty last season where the fight went okay, but then I just managed to eat a heavy to the face, and the disintegration from that pretty much just killed me, and was the only fault I'd made. I ate a couple of other hits to the face, but they weren't too bad. So this fight, this time round, again it's a big rank 4. We're just going to go for things a lot more carefully. Felt comfortable enough to stick with the combat regen boost. I didn't want to waste another invulnerability. And plus, if I eat another heavy to the face, the invuln isn't saving me anyway. So going to keep an eye on his charges, going to keep an eye on my falter timer. And yeah, life is good. Holding block there to make him hit me rather than throw a special, which gives me another heavy opening during falter once it misses. And yeah, so far things are going pretty perfectly. I'm sure this fight can be done quicker, but it felt very safe, very controlled, and I was very pleased with myself. Just going to keep patient, dash back, bait heavies, and then same trick again. Hold bait a basic from him so that I can make it miss, and heavy during it to knock down and reset his charges. Shame that little knockdown there ruined what otherwise felt like a perfect fight. I could have thrown that L2 ages ago because I forgot it would have been unblockable, but that's okay. And there we go. Prowler has redeemed himself and we can crack on. If you're still watching, we've got 2 more fights to go. Apocalypse here on 38. We did Onslaught last war and it was cheese. Apoc is much tankier, but still just as easy. I decided to just stick the Wax pre-fight on here as well so that I can parry him after knockdowns and just sort of get this done a bit quicker. If I remember rightly, I did get punched in the face here. I didn't heal up properly. I think I used like a potion or a couple, but yeah, we're feeling confident. I like Apocalypse. He's a good champ. I'm pleased he came out as a 7-star. But I did have to try him in my off-season BG's deck, and it just feels like he hits with pillow hands. He definitely needs the Mr. Sinister synergy. Let's see a special one to the face. That's fun. Forgot that protection was up, so this L1 is a complete waste, which is a shame. I think this next one kills him though. Yeah, with 3 Furies on, he stands no chance. And we can move on to the final fight. I tried duels against Enchantress with my little 4-star Bastion, and they felt like absolute crap. So I really wasn't 100% sure of how this was going to go this time round. Again, I used a Wax pre-fight here. Allows me to parry safely, although I can't do it much because of the node. And I don't want to get a soul wild on me. At least she cooperates and allows me to intercept her. The plan is push her to L3 and don't let her throw L1. And as long as I can keep my pursuit on from heavies, she's not going to evade me. That was a shame. L1 into block, classic Enchantress behaviour. And we're going to use our L2 to interrupt her heavy and get rid of those spells. And this L1 does a decent bit of damage. Sadly, I didn't have the second Fury on because I just don't have the luxury of getting as many charges in this fight, which is a shame. Eat the heavy to the face and we can carry on. Now my Furies have fallen off and the L1 is pretty small. And I didn't notice my pursuit fell off there. She evades me, L1 to the face, and that was a shame. Again, the fight is otherwise going really, really well. But this L1 kills. And yeah, a good fight to finish my war off. Very pleased with that performance. We got the win. GG's to Duel Nation. 3 more wars to go. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.